AyoGG, welcome to a new episode of the AyoGG podcast, once again in the Queendom Puzzle Special Edition. And today, as always, we will continue to talk for you a bit about the newest episode of Queendom Puzzle. In this episode number 5, and as always, it's not just me, but also my friend Payne who's joining me. Welcome.
Hello.
So, we have a pretty, I'd say, intense episode when it comes to just how packed it was from performances. But before we jump into the all-rounder battles, we had a little press conference in the beginning where not much happened, honestly. It was a relatively, let's say, laid-back occasion where the girls were sitting together. And the only notable thing that really happened there was that they decided on the order for the all-rounder battle. So which team will have to perform first and which team will perform second. And to decide who will perform first and second, they chose an absolute unique and outstanding method that I've never seen before in variety show. It was rock, paper, scissors. And it was just as exciting as this introduction basically just was. One notable thing, I think Doa won like 5 rounds or something, and all of them lost their shit for reasons. But the important thing that we learned from this this rock, paper, scissors game was that Team Queendom was the one that won it, and they decided on always going second, which means Team Puzzle had to perform first for all-rounder battles. And now, to refresh your memory a bit, what exactly the all-rounder battles actually were, well, we have the two opposing teams, Team Queendom and Team Puzzle, and they compete with each other in 5 rounds. Each round, a unit of Team Queendom and a unit of Team Puzzle is fighting against each other. 3 of those rounds are vocal/rap performances, and 2 of those rounds will be, that we're going to get in the next episode, dance performances, dance battles. The winner will get 20,000 points, so either Team Queendom or Team Puzzle will get 20,000 points. Interesting to note here is that technically it does not matter which team wins the most battles. This was something that we also misheard, I would say, while we were watching it. It actually does not matter which team wins the most battles. In the end, the important thing is the overall score. So technically, it is possible that Team Puzzle, for example, wins 4 rounds, but in the last round, Team Queendom wins with such a big gap compared to Team Puzzle that in the overall score ranking, Team Queendom is above them and hence wins the entire all-rounder battle. So this is quite interesting and important to note when thinking about the points reveal or winner reveal, because the points we didn't get revealed, because that would make it much more difficult for Mnet to manipulate in certain favors, maybe. Not that I want to say that Mnet's doing that, but the possibility would then be, it would just be much more difficult if Mnet would want to do that. Now, that is the introduction for the all-rounder battle, and I'd say let's jump right into it, into the very first one, and round 1, where there we had Team Puzzle compete with Nana, Suyun, Yodum, Yin, Yuki, and Zoa performing Rush Hour. And for Team Queendom, we had Soyeon, Sujin, Yeonhee, and Jui performing Weekend. It all started with Team Puzzle, so their performance of Crush's Rush Hour. And in the beginning, for the intro, we got basically the girls hyping each other up for one specific combination within this team, and that was Yin and Yuki, because they were especially pumped for their how they would work together in the rap for Rush Hour. Overall, the team was pretty enthusiastic. They happily and excitedly were discussing the settings and actions they could do during this performance, and were overall really bright and happy. However, something they completely forgot while discussing all of the things they could do on stage is who is actually going to sing what within the song. Which they realized once they were sitting in the recording studio, and while one person was recording, the rest was sitting in the back and was like, okay, who is going to do this, who's going to do this, and this, and this, and this, and so on and so on. So they completely neglected everything related to vocals for this performance in their, at least in this first part of their training, in their preparation. And now I would ask you, did it show this complete neglect of vocals in a vocal battle? Tell me.
All right. So, I was very, very looking forward to this performance because overall, I don't know, I've seen many stages of Rush Hour and covers. I guess it's just the usual cover song somehow. Of course, they were going with like a setting that's relatable as well, like this hip-hop-ish style, which I really liked, by the way.
Baggy clothes and this laid-back atmosphere that they had is
amazing. Really loved like the beginning as well. The beginning with like this radio as a prop, just for a little retro influenced beginning and start of the performance. Overall, I really like the performance. I like the vocals. To answer the question before, I like the harmonizing between them very well, especially like in the bridge part. I liked it there very much. But overall, cause
was that when they were going when they were performing this la 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 part?
Exactly. Yeah,
that was really good.
And overall, like most of the vocal parts were sent to Suyeon and Zoa. They mostly even like the harmonizing parts together. And I really loved how like fitting their voices were there. Like hearing Suyeon a bit more like sing in a deeper with a deeper voice was nice as well. And that was very fitting to Zoa's voice overall. I really liked it. But on the other hand, I have to criticize once again something, and it's surprisingly not the vocals. And I don't really want to give it to Yin and Yuki, but once again, I don't know what it is, but I have the feeling like if someone is going to rap, there is just a possibility that the voice won't really stand out of this instrumental that much or something. Like with the microphones, I just have always the feeling if someone is going to rap and is not really belting out everything, then you hear like so less of like the real the rap and like the like the tone you give your voice and stuff. I don't know. Like I'm really like disappointed with how quiet it was again when like Yin and Yuki were weapon, and we had this with Yin before. And I would even say like in some performances it's really hard to like listen to some raps, in my opinion. Where you as example could hear it very well is some performance later on, but I also have the feeling like if we take as example Sanga in the round before, I guess she wasn't shut down, right? And when she was rapping, or even when Wieso was rapping, it was fine, but they were rapping louder because it was more fitting to the song. And here, of course, it's not that you like belting out your rap very much. It's more like a pretty chill. But if it's going to be a chill rap, then always it's just so like going like under this whole when the fans are cheering and everything. Cause I don't know why. I don't know why this is like. Cause it's not like the same for the singing. And I'm not talking about like the high notes or something where you sing really loud or something. If you sing like chill, the microphones are just louder in my opinion. At least it's for me.
I would
like
assume it's just bad audio mixing on Mnet's side there.
Yeah, and that's something I don't know, which was a bit disappointing because I was really looking forward to this rap. It was really hard, in my opinion, to really hear like Yin and Yuki like switching up. Of course, you can hear it in their voice because they're very different. But the transition between their parts and stuff, that all these things were really hard. Like you needed really to focus on, and that was something which I not really liked there. But as I said, I'm not giving it to them. Overall, I really loved the performance. I liked how they had many different stages going through this performance. With like the beginning in front, where Nana was starting. Then we had the little thing where Yodom was in the crowd, rounded from the crowd. That was really cool as well. We had like the main stage with like the couch there. We had even an outside event, so it was really cool. There was much to like watch on the performance, and I really loved it. I guess vocal wise, it was very clean. And I don't think there's something I would have to criticize otherwise.
The scene with the car was especially impressive for me because for me personally, I would think that to time this scene, like arriving with the car, getting out of the car, then walking this way from outside into the studio and arriving there exactly when the rap starts, I feel like this is not that easy to get the right timing there to drive. She also had to drive a bit around the corner with the car to drive in the exact right speed to drive the car properly so that you like instantly drive into this little section where you're going to park the car with the pressure and everything, knowing that okay, and we have to get right out there and then walk in the right pace, not too fast but also not too slow into the venue. I thought it was pretty impressive. Like if you're just on the stage and you can kind of like count the beats or something like this, okay, now now I have to go in. It's much easier than doing this like from the outside. So this was pretty cool, in my opinion, and something that you can easily miss. So this was pretty cool. Overall, the harmonizing part I would also praise this la 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 la. Not only because it was nicely executed, but also because it was a pretty nice and welcoming break for me personally from the constant interaction they had with the crowd. It was a really crowd interactive heavy performance. And to have this little part there where they were just together, standing together in the circle, looking at each other and harmonizing this la 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 part, was just a breath of fresh air, which I really liked in the midst of this performance. And then going back into the crowd interaction, really cool. Overall, I feel like they really understood the strength of the song and turned it into an especially strong live experience. If you're there in the crowd and you see them charging at you, waving at you, jumping, smiling at you with this song, with this attitude. I feel like this must be super cool to be there, but not only was it cool for the live audience, I feel like it also transported really well over the TV to us, which is pretty cool because this is not something every performance of that kind is able to do. So, mad respect for them there. Um, the vocals overall, I would say, were pretty good. There's not much to criticize. But due to the nature of the song, I would say there wasn't really anything worth mentioning vocal wise. Like, it was good, but nothing that made me think, like, wow, or cool, or damn. Um, which is just the way the song is, which in the end made me sit here a bit after rewatching it multiple times, asking myself, is this really a song suitable for this kind of round? Which is not their fault, because they had to choose one of the songs. And the others may not be better for this. But after watching the stage, I thought often to me, is this really fitting for a vocal round? Of course, there's also rap included. For the rap, I would say yes, it was a good showcase for the two of them. But vocal wise, I cannot say that I got anything where I would consider worth mentioning, and this is not something I consider good for a vocal round, but this is more on Mnet side than on the side of the puzzle girls. So yeah, can't really say negative about that towards them, but to Mnet, I want to say, please, better song selection for the next time. Like, make the songs at least fit the the theme that you're going with for the battle. Next up, we have Team Queendom, also performing in the first round, and with that, the song that is competing with Team Puzzle's Rush Hour. We have Team Queendom with Weekend, originally by Taeyeon. And to refresh your memory, in the group we have Soyeon, we have Soojin, we have Yeonhee, and we have Jui. And in the beginning, we got a little replay of, well, obviously, if you have Soojin in this team, you have to create a drama somehow. And we got a little replay of the scene of Nana, where she was standing basically at this voting part where they decided who they want to kick out of the group from the last episode. And there we have seen Nana standing there over her sheet and saying, yeah, well, I think I need to kick out Soojin because of that and that reason. All of that while Soojin was standing basically right next to her. Which, is just one way for Mnet to create more drama. And of course, on top of that, it's not just that, okay, you have this sad Soojin that you can now showcase here for everyone. You have also Nana, who is in the other team, who is in the opposing team in the same round, which of course makes all of this much better, because then you have right away this kind of an enemy storyline that Mnet loves. And it continued basically with Soojin being not happy at all with being in Team Weekend. If I understood correctly, none of them, except Jui, were really happy with performing Weekend. Jui was the only one who actually chose to perform the song. So overall, their mood was not the brightest in the beginning. But we saw Soojin slowly starting to get more and more competitive and actually take the lead in terms of idea development for this team. Another thing Mnet tried to use to create a bit of drama was during the final practices of the girls. The other group was always standing at the side and watching the rehearsal. And when they came back into their dressing rooms, they had sheets of papers lying there, onto which they were supposed to write a member from the other group or all of the members basically, and write feedback for them on the sheet of paper. And one of the, to just give you a gist of what was written there, we have, for example, Suyun that wrote to Jui, none of the parts left a big impression. So this is basically the kind of feedback they got. Of course, on the one hand, to create drama, on the other hand, to create a bit of a storyline. Okay, they underestimate us, now we're going to show them. And so on, and so on. The question is, were they able to show them? Were they able to leave that impression that was missing, the way Suyun said, at least, so much during the practice?
So, yeah, let's see. Before the performance, to say it like that, I was a bit like questioning myself: is this a fitting song for like vocal and even rap, for vocal and even rap performance? Cause I guess we already talked about it. I think it's just not the easiest song to adapt to, first, and second, I don't know, like, also, like, it's hard for me to accept that this is that you like that this is like the song you chose for like a category like that.
I think the
Like a
only
battle
thing
like this.
Mnet was thinking there was, okay, we have this round, we have to include a Taeyeon song. Wait, there's this one song where there's also rap. Let's go with this one. I feel like this is the way Mnet thought about all of this.
True.
Which, yeah, I also question highly because, we talked about it in the last episode. Weekend, despite the way Weekend may sound when you listen to it in the original, it is a really, 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 really difficult song. Because if you really want to make the song sound not boring, you have to really be able to kind of adjust that with your voice. You have to be fully, basically, aware of the capabilities of your voice and use like nuances of your voice at the right moment in the song to kind of raise the engagement of the song, to make it more appealing. And because if you just plainly sing it, it is a boring song. And Taeyeon did it really well, but did the other girls also do so?
Yeah, I see the point. I see the point with the rap. That's basically, I guess you just made the whole explanation that was like flying through the Mnet headquarter.
Which makes me sad because it's not a good one.
But on the other hand, they even like allowed or decided with like the producers to change up this rap. So if you go for that, just take maybe a more vocal heavy song of Taeyeon and just give it in a second verse a rap.
I mean, yeah, we had in another round, we had one of the songs they could have chosen, Event Horizon, which has no rap. So technically, that would have worked too. You could have chosen any Taeyeon song. Or for example, there's also a rap. But
true. But yeah, I guess they were just going with that. And yeah, I don't know. It sounded very like I don't want to make it too mean, right? But I wasn't really like.
Why should I always be the only mean one? Be mean.
I wasn't really captured by the performance overall. The like I wouldn't really say they sing it bad. I guess they sing it very fine overall. Like I haven't really heard something that messed with my ears. But on the other hand, I wasn't really captured. I was just sitting here and was like, I was more like accepting the performance.
I think this is actually the biggest problem I have with this performance. It is that I cannot pinpoint something performance that was bad vocal wise. All of it was good. It was nice to listen to. They all did really well. But And that's the big thing that I also we explained earlier. That is not enough for the song. It's not enough to
Mm,
sing the song well. You have to give it personality.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that like was not really given overall. I like the idea with like again we have like three places performance wise. I really like overall. I like what I saw. I like the
Mm.
performance, but for vocal and rap, it's like a thing. Of course, I want to give them at least 1 point for like the performance, because it's at the end it's a performance. Same for Rush Hour, it's a performance. So and you're preparing for it. So um, I want to give them that there was like a nice execution of this, and there were nice ideas wherever they came from.
Mm.
um, but yeah, I have to say, kind of like if you have a song like this and the highlight like and the highlight is, and I don't, once again, it might sound mean but it shouldn't be meant like that, and the highlight is a little changed up rap from Yoni, which is not even like that like that insane, but that was somehow at least getting me, because it was a nice switch up, and I guess she was executing very nice, and I don't does not like I don't know her rapping like this and stuff. It was a bit of like at least staying in my mind, but overall, like if this is like the only thing that stands in my mind, and the fact that they were all we had a white and pink stage overall, that was that stayed in my mind as well. Um, there was a bike.
There was a bike. There was a cloud.
There was a cloud, and there was a radio. I really
Mm.
like the filter, like the in the beginning, the black and white filter with like the filter on a voice. This like radio filter on a voice was cool. Was cool. Not something new, but it was cool. That that's something I can point out. But overall, sadly,
Yeah.
that's it.
Um. Is there something that I didn't already set here for the vocals? Let me check that. No. So then let me go to the rap. Because I wasn't that big of a fan of the rap for a certain reason. In the original, Taeyeon also has a rap in the song, as we already pointed out. The thing about the rap is Taeyeon is fully aware that she's not a rapper. Okay, Taeyeon is not a rapper. She knows that, and the rap in Weekend is not something that impresses you. Also not in the original song. That's just not the way this rap is meant. What makes this rap, for me at least, really cool in Weekend is exactly that Taeyeon is aware that she's not a rapper, so she doesn't try to be really good in that regard in terms of like a rap execution shit like this. She focuses on delivering it in a fun and kind of in a playful way in the song to give it a bit of fresh air, to break out of this at other times maybe a really monotonous sound of Weekend, and the rap is kind of breaking out of that. That was for me a bit missing in the rap we got in this performance, because it felt a bit too like forced in a way that it didn't feel like to me that she really wanted to do the rap, that she was confident that she would do this well, and it felt a bit lifeless, because since she didn't execute it in a more playful way, that could give it a more contrast to the rest of the song, it felt like, okay, it's just part of the same sound, of the same tone almost, like the rest of the song is. So it kind of went under there a bit, which is normally supposed to break a bit out of the feeling that the song overall is conveying. However, I do liked in the performance the usage of the props. It suited the song. It gave this entire performance a really carefree atmosphere, especially the way they sometimes were interacting with those props was really cute, and added to how light the song is and how it is trying to make you feel. And especially Yeonhee's style, perfect for the song, because especially with her blonde hair, I was just Taeyeon 2.0 basically for Weekend. So I really liked that. But yeah, overall, I didn't find in the performance what I needed, or what the songs need, what the song needs to actually be as enjoyable as it can be. Of course, I don't expect them to deliver the song like Taeyeon or something like this. That would be completely unfair. But I did hope that they understood, and not just the girls, but also like the producers and everyone who's involved in making the song together with the girls, that they understood what's making the song good. And what's making the song good is as I said, these little nuances that you are, this attitude that you're adding with your voice, with being a bit playful at times, and breaking this monotone sound that the song normally has. And the group unfortunately did not manage to do that. So overall, it was not a bad one, but a relatively dull performance. It looks like the audience there saw it in a similar way, because in the end, Team Puzzle has won the audience votes. And besides besides saying, okay, this was not executed well, let's say the Weekend team would have executed the song perfectly, okay? There is still, in my opinion, no way in hell that they could win with Weekend against Rush Hour in a performance like this. Like, when, because at the end of the day, the people who are deciding who wins is the crowd. And if you are performing a crowd pleaser like Rush Hour, and then you are performing a insanely laid back, relaxing song like Weekend, I'm sorry, but how the hell do you expect to win against this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. There again, I really have to criticize Mnet, because if you ignore this this basically this theme that you're going with vocal and rap, and you're just choosing songs for whatever reason, I don't know what exactly the reason was to choose these songs, then I say at least make the songs similar in the feeling they can convey, or they convey in the original. Because this was just destined from the beginning that whoever performs Rush Hour wins. Of course, now you can say, yeah, but then the other team just should have been faster. Like, Jiwoo then should have been faster with choosing Rush Hour, and don't lose to Rina when it was this race. But this can't be like the way. It can't be that you're giving the girls in a show like this songs where it is so clear from the beginning that when you're performing in front of a live audience that you are just going to win with a song like this. And it was clear as day, in my opinion, that Rush Hour would take the win. It was just the question which team would get Rush Hour, and that can't be what all of this is about, honestly. My opinion, my humble opinion. Because if I feel like if this would have been like an international vote, if you would have said, okay, the viewers can vote too, then I wouldn't be so sure if Rush Hour can always win against Weekend.
But it still feels unfair, because I don't know, like, it's so different. I still think that's not just good for a round, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because they're not choosing it themselves. They are not choosing it themselves. It's like a choice they kind of have, but you can't really like see, okay, what if they go Rush Hour in the case, and you kind of can think about it and do something similar, but there you have no chance to take something like, as example, Weekend.
Yeah, I personally, I would say it's not the problem that they're too different. I think you can technically put different songs in there, but the songs that you put in there need to be able to awaken familiar strong feelings within the viewer. I say if you have like a more sentimental song and a more performance heavy song, if they are overall able to convey similar levels of emotions in a person, then it is okay again. On the one side, then you have maybe a feeling of happiness and excitement. On the other hand, maybe something more melancholic. But they're relatively, how strong they are is on a relatively same level. But for this one, this is not given at all. You have a song that is like pumping you up, that's really exciting you, and a song that's doing the exactly opposite. It's just bringing you into a super relaxed mood that doesn't really awaken many feelings in you. And this is the same in the original for Weekend. Weekend is not a song that is like getting your blood pumping, or that's getting you sad, or that's getting you overly excited or in a super good mood. Weekend is just a song that you can relax to, and this is just, that doesn't make sense at all for a performance like this. That would be my personal take there. But yeah, Mnet, do your job better.
Mnet can do it better, though.
Mnet can do it better. In other
proved
shows,
it.
they have done it so much better. But here, they kind of sucked at this job. Well,
Yeah.
let's see if the other groups also sucked at their jobs. Starting with round 2 and Team Puzzle, consisting of Bora and Kay, performing the song If We Ever Meet Again. I don't know if I want to say the holy duo or the unholy duo. I could find explanations for both adjectives. I could give them here, honestly. But yeah, what happened with Borda and Kay in the preparation? Well, they seemed to overall hit it off pretty damn well. They had more or less the same opinions on everything. It went by really smoothly, and that made it kind of difficult, honestly, for Mnet, because they didn't show much of them prior to the performance, because there wasn't much to show. They understood. They were happy with each other as a teammate. They had the same ideas. The recording went by so smoothly that it was probably almost annoying for Mnet. So we just had them sitting there smiling at each other and agreeing on making this performance super grand. But how grand was it in the end, really, is my question for you.
Oof, okay, so like, I was thinking very much about it. What I can say, or what can I say about it? So the fact is, let's start with the performance first. The performance is mostly that the style of the stage is progressing through the song, and they were moving from like the podestas to the front. Like, there isn't really much performance to call out the facts, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I was thinking about, like, okay, what can I say to like this performance? Like, I can just say some facts. The facts are, once again, an unfair voice, like just the unfair voice of Kay was once again in this performance.
That's correct, yeah.
It was an amazing and outstanding combination with Bora's voice, especially because Kay, like, if she sings like how she sang in the beginning, it was like like a very nice contrary to like the like Bora has a natural higher voice, and I really liked how like that was a bit contrary to each other. But it really sounded so nice when they were harmonizing. Their high notes were exploding my like my ears were exploding and my emotions as well. It was like it. This was like pumping up my. This performance was like pumping up my blood. The further it was going, and I wasn't like sure if I will if I can stand up to this at the end until the complete end. I was like I was considering breaking through the performance at some point because it was so amazing. This was like the kind of performance where I can't really say anything bad about it because I was just impressed by everything they did. The only thing, but that is something that could go once again to Mnet, and that's a more personal thing. Some of you, or I would even say most of you guys would think they don't see this problem, but in my opinion, that like the projection of the dandelion on the dress looked very unpleasant. So that's my take of it. But that's the only thing. That's the only thing that was messing with me with my eyes a bit. But overall, the thing I heard was outstanding, 100% perfect, and that was my fast. Yeah, my fast review of the episode, like of the performance, I guess.
Yeah, this performance is not really review friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all I can say is that this performance was basically the closest thing of any Mnet performance I've ever seen. The closest thing to being perfect. Because based on the vocals that we have that they have thrown at us, because the vocals were basically perfect in my opinion. There was not one thing I could say, nah, maybe here. No, absolutely not. It was perfect. The performance itself didn't have enough. It didn't have enough content to be not perfect in a way. Like, they didn't do any dances where I could say, nah, that wasn't executed nice, or that wasn't done well, or and so on and so on. They were basically standing there and just showing off their vocals, which is exactly what I have wanted from this combination. Like, when I heard the lineup for Queendom Puzzle when it was revealed, this was the one wish that I had, that at some point we would get Bora and Kay performing together one song without anyone else, just the two of them. So you can imagine my excitement when it actually happened, that those two said, you know what? We'll do it together, just the two of us. And yeah, I got exactly what I imagined. Like, exactly that. No fancy choreo, just them standing there, singing perfectly, no flaws whatsoever. Maybe this is annoying for some people. I don't know. Maybe you want the flaws in performances. But there I did not see anything at all where I could say, sorry girls, that has to get better. Bora was taking care amazingly of the heights in the song, and Kay was adding depth to the song with her full voice. And this is just a combination I hope it will, but that I'm still hoping for, that it won't die down after this performance. Don't let this be a one-time thing. Let the industry see what they have done there, and let them make sure that this is a unit that can come together again in the future to do this again, because I desperately need it, and I will throw all the money possible at it. That much I can promise you, because it was absolutely perfect, and it was exactly what I am the biggest sucker for. Completely loved it. Who did not love it, on the other hand, was Sohn, because after the performance, we saw Sohn sitting there while Kay and Bora were holding hands, and Sohn said, I thought that she, so Kay, would only hold hands with me. And I just want to remember Sohn that the first one who has broken this perfect relationship that was built up in the past episode was Son, with just switching the teams. She could have been there with Kay together. She could have performed this maybe again, I don't know, maybe. But she was the first one to break up this relationship, which saddened me really deeply. And to see her complaining about this hurt me deeply in my heart. Also, and in case you say now, okay, but those dudes, I don't believe a shit they just said about this performance, then at least believe the godmother of K-pop, Taeyeon, because she said, is the ceiling okay? I thought their powerful voices would blow it off. So every other argument is invalid at this point. Next up, we have the second team that had to go against K and Bora, or wanted to go against K and Bora. Team Queendom with Dowa, Judy, Jiwoo, and Faye performing Hopeless Romantic. So what happened prior to the performance? We had Dowa, who basically intimidated the rearrangers of the song, because she asked them if they were also the one who were rearranging the song for Border and K. And when she found out that they do, let's just say she wanted to make clear to them that she does not accept them doing a better job for them than for the other team. It was really cute overall. What was also cute was Faye sitting wherever she was in that moment, probably back home or something like this. And she was working on translating the lyrics for Hopeless Romantic to be able to, when the actual performance starts or for practicing, to be able to convey to deliver the right emotions. Because it is. I do also agree that it's important to understand a song, its lyrics, its meaning, to be able to actually immerse yourself fully into it and to be able to deliver the right emotions. Like, what you don't want is delivering the emotions of first love song with the emotions of a breakup song. So that was what she was working on diligently. And was also working diligent, but struggled a bit, was Jiwoo, because she tried really hard to kind of convey this feeling of this really sentimental breakup feeling that the song had, and struggled quite a bit with it in the beginning. But did the struggle that she had there also carry over to the actual performance?
It did not. Because she made it so well. And I can say it, that's a totally personal thing, but the personal thing cause of growth. And I wanna say that Jiwoo really impressed me with this performance, and I want to give her a personal MVP for this performance, because you could really like to hold up with like people who are like long in this industry and who can like, or who had more years and experience in singing, as example, like or like could show an amazing vocal skills already, like Faye as example, or like Judy also like can in fact sing very well, and
If she's allowed to, yeah.
If she's allowed to, exactly, because to be fair, in Rocket Punch, she is not really allowed to, but
looking at you,
yeah, she really can. Exactly, and of course, Dora has the skills as well, and so of course she kind of felt to be in kind of an underdog situation there between them, and kind of wanted to hold up to the skills, but Jesus, I already listened to this shit on Spotify, and when she joins in with the voice, she was like, well, with like the singing, she decided to what she want to convey there, how she wants to convey her feelings there. Oh, amazing! Like literally, I get chills over and over again. To be fair, I have to say, like, this might be for now the best battle in this show for me. Like the best, like just battle, like the best constellation of best performances, kinda of this show. Like in a battle, right? Cause these two performances really like were so well executed. For this performance as well, I don't really have something I can criticize because I really liked how they were harmonizing it. It was amazing how they decided to kind of rearrange it. I really loved the version of the song. Um, the progressing of the song is really really cool. And I don't know, like I especially liked those like little kinda, I would say, rap like-ish parts a bit that they like have especially like at the end and at the beginning where they like singing faster. um those parts are so nice. They're like, I don't know. I don't have that often that I have like voices, especially like of four people, where they kind of can achieve that the voices fit so well together. How they did for them for, because that's something I really like realized when I was listening to it over and over again. Um, Even when they like changing up their parts, because that's very very often in the song, it's not really like something that's kind of interrupting or something, because they are it's such a soft transition, because yeah, they were just being a nice addition to each other of their voice. I really 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 loved it. Yeah. uh in my opinion, they really could give me like a melancholic feeling here. They could achieve it. I really got, I guess, everything they wanted to achieve with the song. Um, and even like there isn't really that much of a performance once again, but I really like when in the bridge they were like standing with the backs to each other. And especially for that part, very cool for deciding the parts or however they like decided to do it. But with the like strategy to, one is singing, the other one is doing then the harmonies with him, then the one with the harmonies is going into singing the next part, and the next one on the like left as example, or let's like being going clockwise, once again doing the harmonies and then singing. It's such a cool idea, going like around once with this, and once again it's fitting cause their voices were, yeah, I don't know, just so or they kind of could achieve that the voices are giving a similar feeling kind of. Face High Note was very very nice. I really liked it. Was a little nice highlight. Point out there as well, and especially like the ending when they were like leaving the stage. That was just a nice ending to, like, it was really carrying over the feeling, and was finishing the performance very very nice. So like it was really like performance wise, um a bit something like to follow them um over the stage until they left the stage. um I really loved the performance. I really really loved it. I really loved it.
Well, while I was sitting there watching the performance over and over again, I couldn't help but having the feeling that something's missing. I was watching this and like this it doesn't touch me as much as it should. I don't. It just there is this feeling of doubt left when this performance ends, and I look at it and I'm like, what is it? What is it that this performance is missing? That I'm not sitting there completely like happy, satisfied, filled with sad emotions. Um, the way I should, because this is a style of music that is really clicking with me, and I really try to think a lot about it, and I think I found out why. But before I come to that, I want to say the positive things, the things that I like the most about this performance, and this is the overall idea that they had with this kind of like tiki taka singing that they have done. So basically, one sing right, and then the other one sings right after, and then the other one sings right after. Especially what they have done in the beginning. This created a really, really, really fascinating symbiosis of their voices, a really unique sound that you don't hear often in music. This is not a trope that is getting used often, also not in ballads like these. So this was really smart of them, and quite refreshing to have such a new approach that still manages to actually convey the amount of emotions that I at least accept that they wanted to convey with it. So this was super, super cool. And what I also really liked was the way they visualized the sadness that was carried throughout this entire song, not just with their vocals, but also with the kind of performance that they did. Like, for example, I would call it choreo. It's not like they really danced, but they had absolutely planned positions that they should take on the stage at certain moments, certain ways they should walk at certain times. And that showed, for example, in a little crossroads dance that they have done that reminded me really a lot of G-Friend's Crossroad, when they again started with this bit of tiki-taka singing, and they were walking past each other, and the camera was always following one member, then the other one walked past, and then the camera walked with her. That was a lot of like a crossroads. Yes, this the way when they were standing back to back singing together was really, really great, and it all added even more emotions to this feeling of losing something, of sorrow, to this overall super melancholic feeling. It was impressive, and I really liked that. And yet, the performance did not fully touch me. Why is that? As I said, I try to think a lot about why is that, and I found out earlier today. Before I rewatched the episode, I watched the performances again, and I watched this one here for the first, and suddenly I really, really liked it. Like the feelings really got to me more than it did before, and then I watched the performance of Border and Key again, loved it 100%, and then Hopeless Romantic again, and then it lost this heaviness that it had on me, this effect again. So the reason is that in comparison to Kay and Border, despite them singing this overall really, really, really well, it feels, when I compare it exactly with the other, it feels a bit flat, because they simply don't have the power in their voices that Kay and Border have. Of course, the song and the feeling they want to deliver us isn't supposed to have such an impactful and deep voice, like a voice that adds so much depth to a song, like, for example, Kay has. This isn't necessary for a song like this, but I can't help but when I listen to them right after another, that I simply miss a certain energy, a certain additional punch in the guts in their voices that I simply get when listening to K and Border. And since these two are also battling each other, those two songs, it makes just even more sense for me to compare those two with each other. And yeah, this is really what I found out, that if I just listen to Hopeless Romantic alone, it's a great song and the emotions really carry over. But as soon as I listen to If We Ever Meet Again, the performance of Hopeless Romantic loses a lot of its punch, of its energy, of its appeal to me, unfortunately. The audience saw it in a similar way, at least based on the voting result, because once again, Team Puzzle emerged victorious. So Kay and Border, the two main vocals of the show, have won. So, if we're getting the holy trinity of winning here, we see in the third round, where we have Team Puzzle with Rina, Sangha, Jihan, Wooyeon, and Jiwon performing Wannabe by ITZY versus Team Queendom with Miru, Son, Ellie, Cheran, and Wiso performing Time of Our Lives by Day 6. So, for the Team Puzzle with Wannabe, they had in the beginning quite different opinions on the dance break that is part of the original song, because they two of them, if I remember correctly, it was Sangha and Rina, who were the opinion that they should keep the dance break, and the other three, especially G1, honestly, mostly G1, was like, nah, I'm not sure about this. I don't think that's a good idea. The same opinion as G1 had the rearrangers of the song, because they also said, hey, this battle focuses on vocals and rap, so maybe we should drop the dance break. So this is what they did then. They threw away this idea and agreed to focus more on the song and push it into a more rocky funk way, to make it something new, to make it kind of like a band song, to give it a little new spin without completely altering the style of the song. And Jihan, when she heard that, instantly jumped in and said, you know what? If you're going to add electric guitar in this thing, I want to be the one playing it. Because she said that she has experience with playing guitar. Problem with that is, playing a guitar is different than playing an electric guitar. Of course, there are a lot of similarities, obviously, but it is not like if you can play a normal guitar that you're instantly also really good at playing electric guitar. This is not how it works. And Jian learned that kind of the hard way. She struggled a lot with playing the electric guitar. She also really, really struggled until the final practice, and not just Jihan, but the entire group honestly completely bombed the final practice. Now, did that bomb also crash into the actual performance of Wannabe?
Well, when we were watching the performance, to come back to this little discussion they had with like having a dance break or not, I was immediately like, it would be such a good idea to take away the dance break, cause I still think it was mostly like vocal and rap performances, right? I mean, it's about those. Theme. Yeah, and
I mean, we have a dedicated dance performance. We have rounds especially for that.
Exactly, and it's something new as well, because I don't know, like you have space for something different, right? For you can add something more if you just cut off this dance break. I think if you like change up a song and give it an own spice, you have a higher chance that it will maybe captivate you. Of course, it's a bit risky as well, right? There are people like K-pop is experimental, so they could mess it up there as well. But I just thought in the beginning it would be a good idea because I think a dance wouldn't really add something to it.
Yeah,
And
I
looking,
I didn't understand, like, as much as I love Rena, but
hmm,
I did not understand that at all. Like
no,
that she was so in that she insisted on putting a freaking dance break in there. I really
hmm,
there was no reason to do that.
no, because if I guess if we like look at especially like now how the performance is at a whole performance, I guess a dance break would have just damaged this performance. Would have maybe like being a little lackluster moment or something like that. So I think how they managed it at the end was very, very nice in my opinion. Um, Once Chian executed it very well in the beginning, she um, could get into the electric guitar. Now she's an electric guitar main. um, and I overall really like the beginning. And I have to give it to Tian. I guess especially once again, like through the show, she's really like growing to be very interactive with the camera. And Dame in the intro, wow, she like played so well with the camera while like still concentrating on this yeah, playing the e-guitar and being on time, destroying this shit on time with like the explosion on the stage. Um but she executed it so well, and I just have to imagine how hard this must be. Like playing with the camera when you dance is one thing, but there were so many timings she has to adjust to. And that she could like nail it so well was very nice. Um then we had to start with like Sanger and Rina, and whoa, damn, were their vocals powerful and strong, and I really loved it. Um, they did it really nice. It was just a blow in my face, and I was happy to get Blu-ray. Um, and yeah, I really liked how we have like a little combination out of Rina and Sanger, which like have a bit more stronger vocals, and Uyeon and especially like Jiwon have a bit more like the calmer kind of voice or the singing, and that's giving the performance a bit of dynamic as well, which I really liked. Um, the rap of Sanger, or to say that the two raps of Sanger were very nice. I think she could really show her off there. Um,
That's interesting. Okay.
um, sorry.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
um,
It fascinates me.
yeah, I guess she could really show her off there. I still think it's a bit more like it's not distracting for me because I have to say, I guess I'm a pretty simple person for that. I guess it's hard for me for a song to get me distracted by um, things that might be not 100% on point on a song or something. Which I mean is not like sing wrong or something, but K-pop is often a bit experimental, and it's hard like for me just to get distracted by some experimental shit or something, or if something sounds a bit different as it should be or something like that. And I guess the rap is kind of integrated in a very own way, like I guess in a very Sanger way, I would even say. And it's not throwing me off. It's kind of adding something. It's more like giving a bit of like I think at the end when I was watching it at the first time and the performance ended, I was like, whoa, that was so much again. Cause I guess just the combination out of those people gives so much. Like as I said in the beginning, like even the first verse has so many like different flares that's that I give that the first verse is giving me. Let's say it like that. And the Sanger rap is even more something very, very, very different. And I guess it's very abrupt when she comes in, especially like for the bridge part where the dance break. No, would have there. Is the dance break supposed to be there? Is the dance break supposed to be after the second chorus?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, right. It's after the second one, right? Yeah. Okay. Then they changed up the dance break into like one more rap verse for Sanger, right? Overall, I really like. It's very abrupt when she comes in, but I guess you can really get into that very as if okay. I can get into it very, very easily. It's like if you're used to it, it's super nice in my opinion. It's just hitting hard in my opinion. But when I watched it the first time, I was like, "Damn, okay, that's wild." But yeah, I really liked it. And once again, the progression of this performance was so amazing. Like we're starting strong. We're not really. We are going just a bit back from like the explosion. We go a bit back, but it's like a roller coaster. This whole performance is like a roller coaster where so many things are happening. And at the end, like we have like this complete explosional last chorus again with like the harmonizing and stuff. With like the shouting interaction with like the crowd and stuff, the typical things, which I really liked. And a little change up I have to point out, because I just remembered it, and that was something I even liked in the first watch, and that's just a little thing, but I really like those little details. The top line of the chorus, of like the first choruses, changed up, or especially like the first chorus, changed up. Like they changed up the me ending, and I really really liked it because this is like just a little top line change, but because it's like the transition into the next part, I guess it's giving so much more in my opinion. And I really really like this change up. So I guess this is a performance for the music and for the performance itself where where so many thoughts were in that as well again. And I guess it was one of the most fun to watch performances on show until now for me.
For me, when the performance started, I was a bit anxious because of Jian doing this intro. Reason for that is because in every performance that Jian is doing, and it doesn't matter which concept this performance is in, most of the time have really really problems with believing her. The concept she's trying to convey, especially when it's a bit darker, serious, or even sexy or something like this, because it's just every time when I look into her face, it's always her facial expressions have always a bit of something. There's always a bit of cuteness in it, and this is simply a problem for some performances. For this one, however, it was not a problem. Reason for that is she it's not like she was fully in cutie mode or stuff like this, but it's just the way she's smiling into the camera, her eyes and everything. It just always gives off a certain cutie vibe. In this performance, it was not a problem because this entire performance was nowhere close to a serious performance. What I mean with that is they were not standing there. Okay, in the beginning you had them standing there at the microphones, but there was not a second where they were completely like, okay, we are sexy rock stars right now. They at times tried to pose, of course, a bit sexy, doing stronger facial impressions, but all of them always fell back into a bright smile during this time, always wiggled around a bit, were playful. When they were within the crowd, running through the crowd, giving high fives to them, smiling at them, it was not at any moment a serious rockish performance that they have done there. Because of that, this playful, cute way of Jian in the beginning to handle fresh expressions, to slam that guitar and everything, really fit into this entire concept of this performance, which was great, because this made all of this so much more enjoyable and entertaining and fun to watch. Vocal-wise, I was really satisfied with all of this. They did not try to belt out some parts at unnecessary points to deliver some misguided a rock spirit or something like this. They were just there using basically wannabe to have a good time on stage together with the crowd, which is, in my opinion, the best approach that they could have taken with this performance. So the vocals were really good. It always, almost always suited the situations in which they were in. Basically the only vocal thing where I say that wasn't as good as I hoped for was Wooyeon had a high note. The problem with that high note was that it was not strong enough. Why I think that was not strong enough is because it kind of went under in the instrumentals. The instrumentals, because it was rock, they are really loud and intense, and her high note was not able to fully break through this instrumental. So it was kind of a lost high note in a way. She technically, overall, she did good. It was not like the high note sounded bad or something like this, but she was not able to make it so strong that it actually is a dominant factor within the instrumental. So that was a bit sad, because I would have loved for her to get more exposure for a good high note there at this part. Overall, the delivery of the rocky funk feeling was so cool. You also saw it with the crowd, how happy they were when they were doing it. I loved the part when Rina was standing on stage with the megaphone, and you had that filter on the voice. It just added a bit of epicness to this whole thing, a bit of an additional concert vibe. A real happy concert vibe to it. It was super cool. I highly enjoyed that. Now, the one thing that I did not enjoy, Sanga's rap. Why did I not enjoy the rap? For me, it did not feel organic at any time when the rap came in. Not even there where the rap normally is. Reason for that is it was kind of, the flow was a bit different at times, which is technically not a problem if it's done right, but in that case it felt a bit off for me. It didn't feel like it was supposed to be like this, or it wasn't supposed to be in the song in that way. So that was a bit unfortunate for me in the first rap. And the second rap I did not like at all. Reason for that is, once again, it had no organic feeling whatsoever. It felt really forced. The lyrics that she wrote for it, I did not really enjoy. Like, the rhymes felt a bit weird and off at times. And just overall, the way Sangha raps, it's a personal thing, but the more I hear her rap, the more I'm like, I would prefer her not to do the raps in the song. It's just her way of rapping. She has a quite aggressive way at times to rap. And the way she's pronouncing certain words, the way she's emphasizing certain parts within her raps. Then the rap, as I said, the second rap that she wrote herself, felt too over the top for me for this overall really fun and carefree performance. This was too serious, too much of a break within this entire thing. So that really threw me off, and not just a bit, but so much that I have to say, please just cut the rap from the song and do something else. Like, not even a dance break would have bothered me that much. But make something different or just leave it out completely. But that was not it. Even though I liked that she went on this little stage where the others were sitting, where the other team was sitting, and was kind of confronting them. That was cool. But the lyrics and her attitude there, and the delivery, and all of that was just such a break for me, and was so unpleasant to me, unfortunately, that I cannot say that I enjoyed that at all. Which once again did not change my opinion that this entire performance was really great. It was super fun, and it was not just fun for the people there in the crowd seeing this in front of them happening, but also for us on the TV watching them on the stage, not being actually there, but the feelings still kind of got conveyed over the TV, which I really enjoyed. Another performance that I really enjoyed, little spoiler for you, is the performance of the Queendom team for the third round. And in this team we have, once again, Miru, Son, Ellie, Sharon, and Wisso, performing Time of Our Lives, originally by day 6. In the preparation for this, we didn't have that much that was going on. We had Wisso taking the lead in giving musical ideas for the song pretty fast, and she was really good at it. And besides that, the recording of all the members went by super smooth. Super smooth. They were in high spirits, and it looked like they were enjoying each and every second of their time together. Like, they were really spending a great time there. They called young K of day 6 to ask for some tips. Which, well, he said things like, enjoy the stage. Which I guess is technically not wrong. But from, like, the original artist, I kind of would hope for more. Then enjoy the stage, because honestly, this is a tip I could have given them too. So that was a bit weird, but it got even weirder when he praised the idea of the other team to make Wannabe into a rocky band song. He said that I really liked the idea, that it's super cool, and Team Queendom was not amused. Like, their faces in this moment were hilarious. He kind of saved the situation then, but you all really realized the second where he realized, oh shit, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Blah 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 blah. It was cool that they got to talk with him, but and maybe they got more like tips and everything, and we simply didn't see it. That could be. But this one tip was a bit of a like, come on, dude. You can do better than that. You really can do better than that. Now, my question would be, since they're performing Time of Our Lives, do you believe them that they had their absolute time of their lives on the stage?
Well, I guess they followed like the tip of Yankee, and they enjoyed the stage. And so it has to be a perfect stage, because that was the only thing you have to do to make a phenomenal, outstanding 10 out of 10 stage.
If Yankee say so.
No, but this stage is very, very interesting, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. When they're like, we're talking about the concept and everything, I was thinking in a direction. But after like watching the whole performance, I was really like surprised how much it just like, how much is it's giving me like the anime schoolgirl band vibe, even if it's not even J-pop. But the way they enjoyed it, the way they did it, the way the performance happened, and their outfits were, and even sometimes how they sang it, I would even say, yeah, just gave me so much like the vibe of it. And once again, like I just have to say, um, having Miru and Eddie in there is something like that's, yeah, giving it even more this kind of flair, because they're like especially like that they're really mood maker on stage, especially. And yeah, I think the like kind of version they were going with this um had a bit more like mm, I don't know, like it sounded very more like even more um crowd attaching, I would say. um and yeah, it kind of felt a bit like just a stage to enjoy, even for people that are watching the stage. Kind of with like the feeling I want to join them there. Especially sometimes they had like parts that had not actual choreo where you really need to dance that much for, but just enjoying on stage and interacting with each other. There were so many nice yeah, movements there. I really enjoyed the stage. It was a blast, and it was super fun to watch. And like with the former stage, I would even say this one once again, based on the show, one of the most, yeah, fun performances to watch. I was really like, I even after the podcast, I will just watch the performance once again and will just enjoy what I see.
Yeah, the this performance was the definition of the word happy pill. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Like from the very first second when you were seeing them standing in this big Polaroid, um, cutely posing, and then the song started just jumping out, and from this second it was just okay. You all really live the song title, have the time of your lives.
Yeah.
It was super cool. Like they overall, I would say they were not as active as Team Wannabe, but they
Mhm.
were more playful
Yeah.
in the way they were performing there. Um, it really felt most of the time like they didn't even have set points where they should stand during the performance. Of course they had, but it didn't feel like it. It felt much more carefree. It felt like, okay, I'm going to run here and I'm going to look at you, right at you in the audience, and smile at you and give you a heart attack because I'm smiling at you, and then I'm looking at you. And this was such a amazing experience, such a fun way of performing the song. In my opinion, the only right way to perform the song, now that I have seen this. Super cool. Their vocals were on point for each member. And they were all really carrying their respective parts at ease. Even though I would probably say that technically, I would probably feel like Team Wannabe's vocals were overall better. But for this team, it actually it didn't feel like they tried so hard to sing good. The sound's now a bit strange, but bear with me, because it felt really like they weren't standing there on the stage like, okay, how did I sing it well when I recorded it? But they were standing there and were just singing. You know, they was just singing, going with the flow, going with the moment, and singing the way they felt it was right at this very moment. Probably here also not the entire truth, but that's the way it felt for me. And this is all I need. Like, this was super cool. I loved the way they were singing this, each and every one of them. their vocals weren't that distinct. Like, it wasn't like all of them had a really unique sound within their voices. They were more or less, they all sounded more or less the same, or at least familiar, I would say. Which is also in that case really positive, because it didn't pull you out of this performance in any second of the song in any second. And we were just listening to this, and the whole time we were like, yes, girl, you go, girl, exactly. That was absolutely cool. I loved that. Also, the idea of them to do this little selfie moment, where Huisa was holding the camera, crouching down on stage, the rest behind her, and they were taking this selfie with Ellie doing the little intro narration for this part, asking all of them to do a selfie. It was perfect. This reminded me a bit of Miju back in season 1 of Queendom, at Cameo, where she was also doing at the very end this little screaming part. And here Ellie was just this directly talking with the audience. Perfect choice to take Ellie for that, honestly. So overall, I think there is really not much to nothing that I can actually criticize about this performance. Like, as I said, some could say, yes, that technically the vocals, I would say, were better in Team Wannabe, but then again, I would say they were amazing for this one. It suited perfectly. So is it then really important? I would say no. Because for me, the most important thing that it suits in the song, that it suits the performance that you're trying to create. And it did, in my opinion, absolutely to the max. So I loved it. Amazing performance of Time of Our Lives. And if the audience saw it the same way, we don't know. Because it was not revealed who has won this round. The only thing we saw is that in the dressing rooms, they both placed their markers on loose. So one of them is lying. We don't know which one. We will find out next week. Which brings me to the preview of next week. Where there's not that much to say about, because performance, tears, sadness, and disbelief. So, same as always, basically. But there was one interesting piece of information, because we got information that on the 7th live broadcast, which then should be the next one, I guess, a beep number of members will be eliminated.
Yeah.
So
I guess talking about the preview, I saw G1 and Yodom in such a concept. I might have different like difficulties for next podcast, but like even more speaking difficulties. But yeah, I guess that's the thing. Simping will be hard.
Simping will be hard. Okay. I'm curious. And not just simping may be hard, but due to the fact that members will get eliminated, maybe even the heart will be really heavy after this episode, because it could kill certain people you don't want to see killed. The sugar coating time is over, the way it looks. Now it's getting real. So guys, little reminder, if you all want to make sure that your favorite 7 are not dropping out of this competition, make sure to vote. Our rankings you will hear soon, but before that, it's time for a little bit of fashion with Taengoo.
Woo!
Freaking finally, we have Taeyeon dressed with open hair in a red tank topish style, with a black one underneath and a black see-through skirt. A fascinating outfit. And what do you think about it?
So we have like this outfit where a designer was thinking, wow, red and black would look very well together. And then we have like the other designer who thinks, wow, to this black clothes, those pink boots fit very well. I don't know what the problem in Mnet is actually. How can there be like whatever? Somehow it worked. I just hope that she maybe chose it for her own this time again, right? Because this looks so amazing. Like I can really see her taste in this. I can really see how she wants to, of course, show a bit off of her again, because she is freaking beautiful, and you want to show your beauty. That way. I'm just thinking right now, because there's minimum of 95% very good. I'm just thinking of if there is something to criticize.
There is. At
There
least for
is.
me.
I don't know if I find a screen where I can see this.
I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of the see-through skirt.
Okay, I can see this actually. I can see the skirt, but why do you have a problem with this?
It could be because of the kind of, I don't know if it's also a skirt or pants that she has underneath it. Because you have this complete black area, and then you have obviously her legs underneath. I feel like if the skirt that she has underneath would be longer, maybe. I don't know if that would work, but it just this fact that we have this completely black part there, and then suddenly the see-through throws me off a bit. I personally I'm not the biggest fan of the see-through concept in the lower body area. If you have like a see-through top where you have like a black or a top underneath, so this can look pretty cool. But for the lower body area, I don't know if there is a way where that you could like put underneath this skirt that would make me like would be like, yeah, this looks great. Like the more I think about what you would wear under it, like the lower this completely black area goes, and the more I'm like, just wear a normal skirt.
Okay, so let me explain you a bit of out of her outfit. I guess I just puzzled it, right? I guess we're not that much thinking. Like she has this red top, right?
Yeah.
And that's like without, how do you call those things on top of your shoulders? Like, how do you call those things on your shoulders? What's holding? Like with holders or something? Like the top, the top is without holding something, because it's just like a you know, it's just around her.
She has straps there.
She has straps?
Yeah, she has right straps. Yeah.
Has she red ones, or what? Because the black ones are different.
Yeah. She has the black one for the one underneath, and red, really small. They're like almost like strings.
Okay, I can see now on my screen.
Yeah, if you're really close to it, then you can see it.
Okay. So after you explained me that one, I can explain the rest. No, but yeah. The black one is, I guess, I would assume just the body. So that what's like the black thing that's like under the see-through is just the part of the body of this black one, which is like covering top of her body until the bottom, right? And I guess bodies are just cut that way most of the time, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's like
I mean, that could be, but be it however it is, it doesn't look satisfying to me. Like, because I still question the choice of a see-through skirt overall, but especially in that situation.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I like. By the way, I sent you a picture where you can see the red straps.
Oh, dang! You are just a hero. Of course, you have those. You have, I guess, many pictures. I wanna say the necklace idea is pretty cool. I guess it's not very necessary, but it's not really distracting because they are working with like the red band and like the black. Are those straps as well, right? That's not a necklace.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
it's kind of working as it's kinda a bit looking like a necklace, but it's like
Yeah, but they're all straps that belong to the red top. Yeah.
but somehow looks cool because it's like giving the vibe of she having a necklace, but not even having one.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I really I like the style that she has here on the upper body. This is cool. It is just it's surprisingly casual.
I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
This is it's not bothering me. It's just it surprises me. Because like in other episodes we have her when she's on stage there in like those those dresses and stuff like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
or really like business like styles, and then you have this relatively summer casual, I would say. Her upper part, which fascinates me. But yeah, for me the red and black top in combination with her open hair, the way it's falling, beautiful. I really like it. Plus, it showcases her tattoos, which Taeyeon is really proud of. So you go, girl.
I tell you, she came like this is her own wardrobe, and she came with that to the show, and the designer was, okay, no, I'm not touching this today. Just go on the stage like that. It's perfect.
At least for the upper party. I'm not sure about the freaking skirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could actually see that. Yeah, being her style. But overall, I would really rate it as a good outfit.
9 out of 10?
Even no.
Okay.
Because for that, seriously, the see-through skirt bothers me too much.
Oh damn. Give her points.
Entire outfit or just upper body?
Entire outfit.
Okay, entire outfit 6.
Oh, you are so harsh if something really bothers you.
I can't help it. Like I just like, why not a normal skirt? Or a long skirt, if you want for that outfit a long one, or a shorter skirt, and a shorter skirt with like stockings or something like this. You could, if you want to have this texture on her skin, you could give her stockings, and she's wearing a skirt. That would also work. But this thing just confuses me.
I can really see the outfit with like just the black skirt instead of see-through very, very well. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I see the point.
Hey, with just a black skirt, I would be at at least 8. At least. Probably higher.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for today it's like for me like an 9 out of 10. Cause it bothers me not really,
okay.
but I just saw the fact that it could be better with just a black skirt. I see that. And if I have something that I like see it could be better, then I need to deduct a point definitely. But otherwise, it's not really distracting me. I guess I would even say I like it kind of.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I just do I have to explain? Do I need a reason for it, or do I just I don't know?
Do you want to give a reason for it?
I don't have one. I just look at it and I'm like, damn, it looks very nice.
That's fashion. That's fashion for you.
Nice. Okay. Let's go with that.
And after we completely analyzed Taeyeon's beautiful outfit,
yes,
at some points more beautiful than the others, let's jump into the last part of the podcast, which is our ranking for the episode number 5. So our votings for the most recent episode. Now, what is your ranking and did it change?
So my ranking, I did a screenshot, and the screenshot is here. So, did it change from the one before? Do I have a screenshot from the one before? Yeah, I have. Okay. Of course, it changed.
Interesting.
It was hard for me, because once again, I needed to cut out someone.
Oh, you kicked someone out?
No, I not really kicked someone out, but I wanted to vote 8 for those performances.
Sure. You kicked
for
someone
this
out.
round.
You kicked dirtily. You kicked someone out.
So first, I really want to say once again I have K and Boda in there. Because their performance was amazing and they really portrayed their feelings very well, and I really see them giving their all. That's why I really want to praise them there and give points. Ellie,
Obviously, yeah.
because Ellie really mastered this last performance once again. Riso really the thing with Riso once again with this last performance is especially like she once again was so good vocally, but she's so energetic doing this guitar move, and she was so adorable, and I really really loved it in this performance. Like, she's an all-rounder. I really have to praise her every like performance. I don't know what's with
the
her.
only right thing to do.
And yeah, of course I have to like give a vote to my MVP Jiwoo for like the other vocal performance. I couldn't do it anything else. One thing I'm doing just based on a bias standpoint is Ian.
Okay.
Cause I don't want to give it to her that her mic is shitty, like in 2 out of 2 performances. But whatever. And the last one I voted once again is Nana, because Nana is really working hard for getting rid of the others.
That's true. She's a fighter. But who did you kick out now?
Qian, sadly. I was
Qian.
thinking about Qian because Qian really was fighting with this intro. Like, she did so well. But please tell me you have not voted Qian. You have too many other votings, I guess.
Do I?
Do you?
Do I? Or did Qian perhaps smash someone out of my top 7 with her guitar?
Did she?
Did she? No, she did not. I'm not going to make it dramatic, guys. Nothing changed. My top 7 remained the same as last week, actually. Which means that I still have in my top 7 Rina, Boda, Son, despite her choosing a different team. Ellie, G1, K, and Huiso. And for all of the people who also say, like, hey, I also really liked how energetic Huiso was on stage. She's always like that, guys. Just watch high key stages. That's my recommendation here. But yeah, what I can definitely say is that I have a candidate in my top 7 which is shaking at this moment. And
so because he was betraying you and Kay.
It's an interesting take. It could be Son. It could also be someone else. Not gonna reveal it yet because she may leave the top 7 in the next week. We will see after the all-rounder battles are finished. But yeah, that is my top 7. Remained the same from last week. Guys, please let us know your top 7 in the comments. Did something change for your top 7? Did someone just win you over? Did perhaps Jihan smash with her guitar into your top 7? Let us know, and let us know what you think of the overall episode. And of course, the performance. Which one was your favorite? Which one did you enjoy the most? So which one did you maybe not enjoy at all? We want to know everything. Let us know. And with that, I think we can conclude today's episode of the podcast where we discussed episode 5 of Queendom Puzzle. We will be next Monday, as always, with episode 6. And maybe, perhaps, the first eliminations. So you may witness a really, really sad podcast next week. We will see. I'm scared. I hope you are too. But please tune in, guys, and check out our little podcast next week too. Thank you so much for your attention, and bye.
Bye.